It's Christmas time, and that can only mean one thing: family games. And here we have a 1998 Mattel UNO game that's a little bit temperamental. So let's see if we can fix it. So here we have the Mattel UNO Attack game that's been around in my family since at least 1998. It's a good staple game of Christmas, but over the years it's getting lazy on ejecting the cards, and the buttons a little bit temperamental. So let's have a look in the battery compartment first, and yes, there's signs of a battery leakage, and it is just over one of the contacts, so we should be able to deal with that. So what we'll do is we'll get a little bit of vinegar. Let's see how the vinegar reacts with this. See there, bubbling away nicely. So the vinegar's doing its job. So we'll give that a good going over with the vinegar, get rid of all that acid. There we go, clean it off. That's got rid of all the nasty battery acid. Just seeing if I can get any of the large pieces of corrosion off. But no, I think we're going to have to attack it with a little bit of vinegar just to neutralise it off. Luckily the contact isn't that bad, but we'll put the vinegar on just to get rid of it anyway. That should do nicely. All the other contacts look in good condition, so I don't think we need to go any further with that. So let's open this up and have a look inside. See what magic is in there underneath that button. Gently pull it apart. There we go. Can't see any corrosion inside from the battery, so that's good. And there's the magic. So we have 4 buttons similar to remote control buttons, which is basically just a graphite pad and a contact, and we have a blob, a chip on board that obviously does all the magic. There's a little bit of something on this board, don't know whether that's there from manufacturer or who knows, but what we're going to do is we're going to take these rubber buttons off. We want to give them a clean with alcohol. There's the underside of the board. Just what you'd expect, cheap and cheerful. So this is with the buttons there, the rubber buttons removed. There is something on the board, don't know what it is, but a little bit of IPA alcohol should clean that off nicely. And that should restore the sensitivity of the button. And also we're going to give the underside of the rubbers a little wipe with ISO, just so they're nice and clean. These just push back into place onto the board, a little bit of help by pulling them from the underside as well. So I've connected it up to my bench power supply, 4.5 volts, and there we go, the buttons are nicely sensitive, and we can hear the motor whirring as well. So that's good, buttons are nice and sensitive. Now here is the part that seems to be troublesome on all these units, which is the rubber eject rollers for the cards, because over the years the cards get greasy with your hands and it transfers over to these rollers, and then the rollers don't eject the cards properly. It does actually say on the inside there that you give them a wipe with some rubbing alcohol, which is exactly what we're doing here. And that should do nicely. All we need to do now is reassemble this and give it a good test. So fairly simple to put back together, just clip it all into place, put the screws in, and let's have a test. So I'll just put a couple of screws in for now, just to make sure everything's working. Pop some batteries in. Must remember to take them out after Christmas, or else when it comes to next year's Christmas they're all going to be gunky again. There we have it back together. So let's load it up with some cards inside and press that dreaded fire button. See what happens. And it seems to be ejecting cards nicely. And yes, lots of cards ejected. It doesn't eject cards every time because that's the name of the game. It's a gamble. If you get a card to press the button. It's a gamble whether it ejects cards or not, which makes the game lots of fun because one person might not get any cards and the other person gets a face full. Anyway, nice quick fix. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.